Okay, so we finished our class. Let's make this bigger again. We finished our rectangle class. You notice that we've declared private members, and then we've made some member functions or methods that we can use from outside of the class to work with these members. So let's go ahead and try in main. Let's go ahead and declare a rectangle. I'll just call it R, semicolon. You notice I don't set it equal to anything, I just R, semicolon. And that's going to call the constructor. Let's go ahead and add a cout creating rectangle. Alright? And then in the destructor, let's add destructing rectangle, just to be clear about when this is going on. So let's call this rectangle R, cout area of R. And here we'll just put R and then dot calc area, which is the name of that method. So what's going on here is we have our rectangle called R, and then we use this dot operator to access its method. And then that'll return an integer, which will get fed into cout. And then outputted perimeter of R. I don't think I'm spelling perimeter right. There we go. Probably. Oh, whatever, doesn't matter. Alright, there we go. And then that's all that main's gonna have for now. Let's save this out. Class.cpp. Let's compile. Alright, no errors. And let's give it a run. So now what are we expecting here? We're expecting an area of a rectangle with default values. And you notice we didn't change width or height of this rectangle. Its default values is width of 10 and a height of 15. So its area should be 150. So that should be our area. The perimeter, it's a little bit harder to do in our head. With a width of 10 and a height of 15, that's going to be 30 plus 20 is 50. So we should expect the area to be 150 and the perimeter to be 50. Alright, we're creating the rectangle. The area is 150, the perimeter is only 50. Destructing rectangle. So excellent. Now you can see how we've used a class to organize two members or two variables into one entity, and then we've also used a class to create these methods to operate on those variables directly. Now what's the next step here? Now you'll notice that this rectangle, we have no means of modifying these variables. So to do so, let's just make some methods. They'll be void, and I'll call it set width and have it take an argument, int w. Void set height, integer h. So now let's come define these. No return value. Set width. And all that we have to do here is width equals w. And that will change the variable of width, or the integer width, to whatever we bring in as the new value is the word. Height equals h. Okay, so now we're really cooking here, because we can change the width and height of R. So let's do this a few times. Let's start out with the normal area and perimeter, and then let's change these. Let's go set width. Let's make the width something simple like 3. And then let's make the height something much larger like 12. Now let's do the same specs, if you want to call them that. And now let's take a look at this. Alright, no errors. Creating our rectangle, area is 150, the perimeter is 50. Now then we change the values, and the areas are, which you'll notice is 3 times 12, And the perimeter is 30, which is 6 plus 24 is 30. And then it destructs the rectangle. So you notice we've only used one object here. This is called an object, by the way, when you make an instance of a class. So using this one object, we've been able to calculate various things about this class called a rectangle by changing the width and the height. So this could be very useful if you were having someone input a width and a height of a rectangle or something like that. You could do it like that as well. So that's a really simple look at how you can make a class. We're going to be talking much more about various things that you can do with classes and ways that you can work with them, and we'll definitely be talking about how we can make that let's see, that way to handle those character arrays in a better looking, more elegant way. And we're gonna just have a class handle it for it. So you notice this is it's very elegant, especially if these methods were more complicated. If this, instead of calculate area, was something, I don't know, something much more complicated. Of course, a rectangle is not going to have too much complicated stuff going on, but if this was something like a trapezoid or something really odd, um, calculating the area of that is going to be a little bit more tricky than just returning the width and the height. Obviously, a trapezoid is going to have some other variables as well. But you can use classes to emulate many kind of real-life concepts in your program and then use them using these methods to kind of operate on those classes directly. So anyway, that's just a basic look at classes. We'll be getting into much more detail. I look forward to it. I hope you are looking forward to it as well. Um, Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.